need to warm up in order to either work on your specific skills, such as handstands, planches, levers, or even flips, or for your general workout. What should you do? Why do we even warm up in the first place? How do you do it? There is a clear winner, regardless of if you're working on your general workout for strength, cardio, endurance, or your specific body weight skills. Obviously, here at Awesome Ninja Fitness, our goal is to work on body weight skills. So we have our strength training days and we have our skill training days. Is the warm up the same? Is it different? How do we do that? And coaching that, I have obviously seen something that works better for most people, as well as my experience in parkour, ninja warrior, and gymnastics. You're either working out on a specific skill. In parkour, you're just working on movement. In gymnastics, you might be working on powerful routines, specific moves. How do we do that? Let's get into it right now, starting off, what is the point of warm-up? Very simple. You are trying to get your body ready in order to do the working set or whatever you're working on at the highest quality possible. Your goal in the warm-up is not to burn out. It shouldn't be a workout set itself. It's something to get yourself ready. Let's talk about a general strength workout and see how this translates into a skill-specific workout. If I'm working on push-ups and my goal is to work on 12 sets of full push-ups, ideally, I want to feel physically ready, which means that if I'm able to do the push-ups, I feel like I'm able to get to those full 12 by doing the full maximum. Also, I'm assuming that 12 is already difficult when it comes to what muscles and joints that need to be used. For example, the push-up, you have your wrists, you have your shoulders. Does that feel ready in order to do those 12 push-ups? Can you work through it? Also, cardio-wise, do you think that after you're going to be completely burnt out or not? For a skill-specific workout, let's say you're working on handstands. Very similar. You have your wrists, you have your shoulders, maybe you have to kick yourself up, you have to keep your core engaged. You just need to be ready to do the working set. This is where it's different for each person. I'll give an example. I recently just watched a workout video of John Cena, and he explains how he needs to work out very powerful, very strong, very heavy lifts. So for him, it takes about 45 minutes to warm up. Now that makes sense. He's working on something really heavy. He's taking something that's a lot on his body, and he want to make sure he's 100% ready. And also, he's a little bit older now, so 45 minutes to warm up might seem like a long time. Versus you might see someone who's 12 years old, and them warming up, they only take 5 minutes, and it doesn't really take a lot of effort. Now, regardless if you're older or younger, one main thing you want to warm up is your mind. Are you mentally ready? The harder the thing is, the more mentally prepared you need to do. If you have ever done a 1 rep max of a movement, something that's extremely difficult, such as weighted pull-ups or even a bench press, then you know how mentally ready you need to be in order to do that movement. In skill-based, there are some moves you have to be extremely focused. For example, if a backflip is not easy for you, you need to be mentally ready in order to commit to that backflip, so you might need to warm up that way. There are usually 2 train of thoughts on how to actually warm up. Which one should you do? There is the general warm up, where a lot of times you see people doing 15 to 20 minutes of doing a very specific set, which you're moving through all the muscles of your body. You'll see this in a lot of sports, in which they're trying to get their entire body warmed up and ready. A lot of times in a traditional gym setting, you'll see people who do 5-10 minutes of cardio, just, on the treadmill. That's what we call a general warm up. Then there's the specific warm up, where you are just using the skill that you need to work on, and you're doing an easier version of that. For example, the push-ups, you might be doing knee push-ups, or the wall push-ups, or just going through the progressions to warm everything up. Which one should you do? Those here are part of the community right now and here on the live call, you'll know that we do a general warm-up. Now, why is that? We do a general warm-up because we're trying to tick many boxes at the same time. Not only are we trying to warm up our body, we are trying to get more mobility than normal. So we are trying to do specific warm-up things that also increase mobility at the exact same time. So we are trying to hit multiple check marks in order for us to use our training as efficiently as possible. You are trying to get yourself mentally ready. So sometimes having that competition warm-up, that warm-up that gets you focused, gets you ready, gets you thinking about what you need to do, it's almost that ritual, that routine. They know what they need to do. They're focusing on that, especially in a team-based setting. That can make a big difference on your effort. Do you have to do this? No, absolutely not. If someone came to me and asked, what is the most efficient, best way to do that? The top answer would be, whatever you're working on, do the easiest progression that you can do. Aim for 30% of whatever your effort is. Then the next one should be about 50 to 60%. And then it's up to you if you're feeling ready then you can go straight to your 100% of whatever it is. Or if you still need a little bit extra work, maybe 80%. Do not count those as your workout sets. If you're tracking it or you're using the app, that doesn't count as your work set. You're not working on that thing. You are just warming up to get started. Don't count that. Each person's warm-up will be a little bit longer. For example, if someone has a sore wrist, right, you might need to warm up a little bit better. So let's go over the check marks again really quickly. You are doing a general warm-up or a specific warm-up in order to make sure that you are mentally and physically ready. That includes the quality, the amount of effort that you can put into, and any soreness in very specific spots. What you need to do specifically is either the general warm-up, so if you have the app, so go ahead and join the community. Those who are already in the community, if you check on the app, especially in the workout program, we have that warm-up that I recommend to use, that I use with my gymnastics team as well, for every single warm-up, or even just for a mobility day, or whatever you're working on, you just do that less than you get to the full set. Is there a difference for warming up for a strength workout or a skill-based workout? Not really. The check marks are still the same. You are making sure that you are mentally and physically ready. When it comes to physically, are you able to put the same quality? Are your joints that are going to be used ready? And can you put the same amount of effort? Skills is the exact same thing. The difference is what I like about skill-based training is some moves don't take a huge amount of effort. So if you don't have sore wrists, a lot of times your first exercise could be the warm-up set, but because you don't need to put so much physical effort into it, you can still do that. So if you're working on handstands, sometimes you might start with crow poses just to warm up and get that balance ready, and also just to work on balance. A lot of times that doesn't take a lot of effort. Your warm-up set would be that. Once you get into a intense skill-based training, when you're holding things for extreme long time, such as handstands against the wall, you can design your workout where your first exercise in that skill-based workout is extremely easy, not difficult to do, and that gets you ready for the rest of the workout. And then if there's something else you need to do. So should you do a general warm-up or a specific warm-up? Which one is the clear winner? Well, the clear winner for efficiency is just do the specific warm-up. Whatever skill you're about to do an easier version of that until you're ready to do the full effort of whatever that is. That's it. And however long that takes you is up to you. Now, what's the clear winner on efficiency on everything else? Well, the general warm-up. Only because we are trying to be as efficient as possible. You don't have to do it. There's no way I'm going to be walking around people working out and be like, how did you warm up? Did you do a general warm-up or a specific warm-up? How are you working on mobility? Doesn't matter. That is what our philosophy here in this community is, to be fun, to be efficient, to use our time effectively because we have a limited amount of time. So let's use that resource as best as possible. So if we want to warm up anyways, let's use that to check multiple check marks. If that's not important to you, then just do the specific warm-up. It'll be faster, it'll be quicker, and you can get to whatever you're working out efficiently. So to summarize everything, just make sure the warm-up gets you physically and mentally ready, and that is it. It is that simple. For more specific questions, we're going to go right now, for those here live on the call, into the Q&A. If you have any more questions about warm-up, maybe it's more individual to you, I'm happy to personalize that. And to everyone here, make sure you're warm, make sure you're ready, so that when you work hard, and of course, you just have to stay awesome.